Hi, I'm Dr. Mirrafati from Mira Aesthetics. Again, continuing with the series of questions that people have when they're doing breast implant or they're wondering about the shape of their breast. So next common question is, what does the breast look like at age 40? Now, as you age, or what I call it, as you become more experienced in life, because most girls don't like to say they're aging, but as you're basically getting more experience in life, your breast basically becomes a little softer from that glandular, perky breast. It goes to a more softer, less glandular, more fatty breast. And you lose some of that trabecular attachment where you have attachment from your muscle to your breast tissue. That's sometimes what we call the trabecular attachment. They're actually elongated. That's how you just dropped a little bit more. That glandular tissue you have, it becomes a little softer and actually turns into a fatty tissue. Partly also because of the fact that I'm sure, most of you guys are going to be mothers and breastfeeding, and that breastfeeding itself stretches some of that trabecular attachment, and then hence you will have a little droopier breast and also softer. And also because of the hormonal changes, your estrogen level goes down, therefore you no longer have glandular breast and it's going to be more of a fatty breast. How do you overcome this when you're in your 40 and you're thinking about doing an implant? Do you always need a breast lift because you're at age 40, 45, 50? Not necessarily, because if you have a fullness on the bottom, and what I do normally when the patient comes to me at Mira Aesthetics, I do what's called the rule of raising your hand. If you can raise your hand all the way up and you could somewhat see the bottom of the breast, what we call the inframammary fold, you probably don't need a lift. You probably can do it with doing that 40, 50 or 60, 40 implant that I covered in my other video. By lowering that fold a little bit, you can probably get away and not do a breast lift. So not everybody at age 40 who have a softer, more droopier and less glandular breasts need to do breast lift. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I guess wherever you decide to go, the doctor have to make a decision, but at least you know the guideline now. So if they try to talk you into a breast lift because your breast is a little dropped, or we also call it a pencil hold. So they put one pencil under the breast, and if it holds it, I normally go by 3 pencil. If I can put 3 pencil in underneath your breast, right, and it can hold 3 breasts, at that point, I think I probably would do a lift, or at least suggest to them. But we just did a breast yesterday on a patient that had about 4 pencil, and she goes, I don't really care about my nipple position. I just want to have a fuller up here, which we did it. And by the way, we saw her this morning and she was really thrilled about her results. So up to 2 or 3, I don't actually advocate doing a breast lift. Sometimes there are alternative way of doing a breast implant. So for those of you who are in your 40s and you're wondering about the shape of your breast has gone a little softer, now you know the reason is basically breastfeeding and also some of the hormonal change. So stay healthy and stay safe.